This video outlines what landlords and tenants of residential properties need to do with regards to gas installations to keep occupants safe and for landlords to comply with the law. The duties for liquid petroleum gas appliances, or LPG appliances, are the same as for those that use natural gas. For the purposes of the Gas Safety, Installation and Use Regulations 1998, a landlord is anyone who lets residential property under a tenancy agreement or a license that is shorter than 7 years. This includes, but is not limited to, the letting of single rooms to lodgers, letting houses, bungalows, flats or houses in multiple occupation, hostels, bed and breakfast, hotels and holiday accommodation such as chalets, cottages, flats and caravans are also subject to the regulations, even if the let is for a short period, such as during a single local sporting event. It should be noted that it's not possible to contract out the responsibility or to make the tenant responsible for complying with the regulations by a term in the contract. It's widely known that landlords need to have a gas safety check completed on all gas appliances and flues that are provided in their rental properties before the first let and then annually thereafter. However, landlords have additional and distinct duties which are maintenance and record keeping. Only gas safe registered engineers are permitted to carry out the maintenance and safety checks. How to find and check engineers are registered will be explained later. Some landlords use letting agents who can provide a range of services from tenant find only to full management. The terms of business should be clear about the service provided and clearly specify who is responsible for carrying out the maintenance and safety check duties and keeping associated records. Whilst an agent managing the property would normally be responsible under the regulations, it is important to realise that the landlord also remains responsible as the principal duty holder. Failure to comply with the regulations is a criminal matter and could result in a substantial fine or imprisonment. It's important that tenants are made aware and understand what is expected of them. At the outset, consider the number of occupants wishing to rent the property. If they intend to use rooms that were not designed as sleeping rooms as additional bedrooms, it may be necessary to make changes to any gas appliance or heating in that room. Specific limits on the size and type of appliances exist for rooms used for sleeping and for bathrooms. Explain and leave instructions on the correct use of appliances. For example, some cookers with an enclosed grill can become dangerous if the door is closed when cooking, which may not be obvious to a new user without access to manufacturer's instructions. Encourage them to contact you if they are in any doubt about the working of or safety of any appliance or flue and to report faults. Include a clause in the tenancy agreement forbidding them to make changes to the gas system. They should be shown where the emergency gas control valve is located and how it's operated in the event they can smell gas. Provide them with the National Gas Emergency Service telephone number that covers England, Scotland and Wales, or the Northern Ireland Gas Emergency Service. Other contact details apply for island locations and for LPG systems. Carbon monoxide is produced by the incomplete combustion of carbon-based fuels, including gas, often caused through poorly maintained equipment or lack of regular servicing. You can't see it, taste it, or smell it, but it can kill quickly and without warning. The Gas Safety Installation and Use Regulations require that maintenance and safety checks are in place to ensure that appliances operate effectively and don't produce carbon monoxide. It's good practice to install an audible alarm which would alert occupants if dangerous levels of carbon monoxide are detected, but must never be viewed as an alternative to the legally required regular maintenance and annual safety checks. These alarms are also sensible where oil or solid fuel systems are used. Gas Safe Register is the official gas registration body for the United Kingdom, Isle of Man and Guernsey, appointed by the relevant health and safety authority for each area. By law, all businesses working with gas and their engineers must be on the gas safe register. Gas engineers will often have a range of qualifications that allow them to carry out specific types of gas work. It's important to check that they are qualified to do what you need before you book them. You can search for businesses and engineers in your locality on the Gas Safe Register website, where you can also see the classes of work they can do, such as cookers, pipe work, boilers or LPG. You can also set yourself reminders of when checks are next due. Where you have an existing relationship with an engineer, the website can be used to confirm they are still registered and so operating legally before rebooking. A telephone service for finding and checking businesses and engineers is also provided. All Gas Safe registered engineers carry a Gas Safe ID card with a unique license number. This will also show the classes of work permitted and a photograph of the engineer. As previously mentioned, there are duties placed on landlords to maintain as well as to complete safety checks to the pipework, flues and appliances supplied by you. It's important to be clear to the engineer when booking what is required of them. Maintenance is best done in line with the manufacturer's instructions, so have any handbooks available for the engineer during the visit. If this is not possible, let the engineer have the appliance make, model, serial number or age in advance so they have chance to research what they need. Preventative maintenance by servicing not only helps satisfy the duty to maintain, but is generally the most cost-effective way to prolong the life of the appliance and improve efficiency. Engineers need to be able to see the flue that takes fumes away from the boiler as part of the safety checks. Some properties, mainly modern flats and apartments, have been built with flues which can't be inspected because they're hidden behind walls or ceilings. If a fan-assisted room-sealed boiler is situated on an outside wall, it is unlikely to have this type of flue. But if you have a room-sealed boiler where all or part of the flue can't be seen, you'll need to arrange for inspection hatches to be fitted. If an engineer discovers a fault with any gas equipment or appliance which makes it dangerous, you must arrange for it to be repaired before it is used again by your tenants. It's important to make access arrangements with your tenant and any other property owners or managers where flues pass through adjoining properties in good time, keeping detailed records. If you are refused at all attempts to make a suitable appointment for access and the safety check becomes overdue, the health and safety executive or local authority would require very sound evidence showing that you took all reasonable steps to comply with the law. If this situation arises, it will be prudent to call the NLA telephone advice line. On completion of the safety check, the engineer will produce a record of the test results. A copy of this record must be provided to new tenants before they move in, or within 28 days for existing tenants. For houses in multiple occupation or holiday lettings, it may be preferred to display the safety record centrally, but it must be kept in legible condition. Landlords must keep copy records for a minimum of 2 years, which can be electronically, subject to certain conditions. Once the safety check is completed satisfactorily, it remains valid for 12 months, although some common sense checks should be made when the tenancy comes to an end. For example, visually check the property to see if the departing tenant has either damaged or removed any appliances, left behind their own appliances, or, if you suspect that an appliance or pipework has been tampered with, arrange for another gas safety check to be completed before giving access to new tenants. Landlords may wish to clean behind freestanding cookers between lets. Bayonet-type fittings allow the cooker to be temporarily disconnected for this purpose and need not be done by a gas safe registered engineer. It is not permissible, however, for landlords to reconnect cookers with bayonet fittings brought from different properties or from storage. Ensure on refitting that any stability devices are correctly re-engaged to prevent toppling over, particularly where children may stand on a bottom-hinged oven door. If the cooker is to be removed for an extended period, for example during refurbishments, or if the incoming tenant wishes to bring their own electric cooker, The bayonet fitting alone will not be a satisfactory termination to the gas pipe. It should be properly capped or plugged by a gas-safe engineer. Be aware that any changes such as capping or removing chimneys, adding extensions or conservatories, changing the position of windows, adding extractor fans, or fitting cupboards close to a boiler could all have an effect on gas safety. Ensure any contractors are made aware that there is a gas system at the property and seek advice as necessary from your gas engineer before work begins. The information in this video is correct at the date of release in August 2013. To ensure continuing compliance with regulatory requirements, refer to the NLA online library, the Gas Safe Register, or the Health and Safety Executive.